Hi guys, for today's trade of the day, we'll be looking at the euro dollar. And as usual, we start off with the monthly chart. Now what we want to do on the monthly chart is to look for long-term support and long-term resistance. And graphically speaking, we can find a support level here. Right, if I were to extend this line further back, price came close once, twice, a third time, and price seems to be coming close to this 1.034 level again. So let's just put this here as a long-term support. And what we want to do is confirm this level with Fibonacci extension or retracement. So let's just do extension first. We take from this big movement here, swing high to swing low, and to the next high, and we open up all the Fibonacci ratios, and we see that this long-term support comes close to the 61.8 extension. The 61.8 is a key Fibonacci level. Right, now that we have a long-term support and we confirm by finding confluence with Fibonacci ratios, we look for a long-term resistance. And this graphical swing high could be a possible resistance. So let's just put it down. Now with this long-term resistance, again what we want to do is to confirm this with Fibonacci levels. We take a retracement from this swing high to this swing low, and we find that this long-term resistance falls nicely in line with the 61.8% retracement. So we can say for sure that this long-term resistance and long-term support are key levels. And with that, let's go down to the weekly. Now on the weekly, what we see here, let me just tidy this up first. On the weekly, what we see here is that from January 2018, the euro dollar actually has been drifting lower and lower, and it's coming close to the long-term support at a 103.40 level. So what we want to do is also find weekly support and weekly resistance here. Now let's just take a retracement from the swing high here to where price currently spiked to at the bottom, and we pull all the ratios just to see graphically where price lines up nicely, because it's a slow drift down. It's hard to spot graphical levels, but offhand we see that this 38.2 level seems like a strong retracement level where price tested once from the doji here, and price tested twice recently, right? And this seems like a nice graphical level. So we can put our level in, and let's call this the weekly resistance. And there as the 38 ratio. Now we're going to find weekly support, but because price seems to be quite close to this long-term support, we can ignore finding the weekly support for now, right? But what we want to do is to see whether there are any intermediate supports near here that price could possibly take a pause, go back up before making further push down to the long-term support. I have a bearish bias because the mean trend is actually downtrend, right? A strong downtrend. Okay, so yeah, in order to find the intermediate support, we need to go down to the daily. Okay, since the long-term resistance is quite far away, we can remove this. Okay, but let's tidy up the weekly resistance. Remembering that this is the 38 retracement from January 2018. Long-term support and the long-term 61.8 projection Fibonacci extension level. So now this is what we have on the euro dollar on the daily. It's quite not a very nice looking chart because of this huge whipsaw, swing high, swing low, and then back right to the middle again. So we can take an extension, do a zigzag, take from this swing high to this swing low and back up here again, and we can possibly pull out all the Fibonacci ratios, and we see that The key ratios, the 61.8 lies here at right at the bottom, and the one time lies at where the long-term support is. So let's just choose these two levels. Let's highlight these two key levels, and I will put this as a zone. This long-term support is essentially a zone. Okay. And I will put daily support at this level here. Let me call this the daily support. Okay. And we're going to look for a daily resistance where we can use it to play the drop towards this daily support. This will eventually be my first take profit, and then this will be my second take profit. Okay, so I'll take a retracement from the swing high here to the swing low here, and I'll pull all the ratios, and we see the price actually rejected right below 61.8 retracement. Interesting to note also is that the negative 27 ratio for our Fibonacci extension is quite close to our long-term support level as well. But for now, I'll just highlight the 61.8 level, and I will put the daily resistance in. So now I have my daily resistance, daily support, long-term support that we found on the monthly chart, and of course the weekly resistance. Now to find trading opportunities, I'll go down to the 4-hour. Let me tidy this up. And also this. Okay, so what we see here is actually price actually coming close to the daily resistance, actually reacted right below the 61.8 retracement of this swing high from start of March to the mid of March. Right, what I like to see is actually for price to push down towards a daily support. Okay, and where I can enter is can just draw a trend line connecting all these points, all these lower points, and I see that this trend line has actually already been broken. Right, so this ascending trend line which held the market previously has already been broken, and I see that price is forming what I would think is a head and shoulders pattern. Right, so with that, what I would do actually, daily resistance at a 1.1144, this will be my pivot, my stop loss. This will be my case 2. Right, this will be my case 2. Okay, so what will happen is I'll actually short the market now, and this daily support at 1.0637 will be my first take profit. Once price reaches this level, I will actually close out half of my position, move my stop loss to break even, and then let the remaining position ride out to the long-term support level. Okay, so again, this is my stop loss. The daily resistance will be my stop loss. Daily support will be my first take profit. Long-term support, my final take profit. And if the price actually does reverse above the daily resistance, I would actually go long and play towards the weekly resistance. That's all we have for today, for today's trade of the day. Thank you.